Here we have Solana, symbol SOL versus the dollar. This one being requested by Mr. Dennis Stone of our lovely community. He's looking at a 4-hour and daily. Actually, I do think that it would be a pro to be using the weekly here as well. I know you didn't ask for it, but this one's the most obvious chart right here because this is still one of the best charts that we have seen in cryptocurrency land for the last, I mean, realistically for the last few months. Sam is certainly out for world domination right now, and I would be looking for new all-time highs, or at least a test towards new all-time highs, probably in the next week, maybe 2 weeks if things do become a little bit sluggish. Short term, could we have pullbacks? Yes, pullback targets would be somewhere down around about 63.60 or so, 63.50. But for right now, even the 4-hour still remains with its overall uptrend. I would not even be looking for that pullback target to be met as long as you are closing 4-hour dildos back above this region right here, right above about $68. Below there, yes, I would start to look for a general move to the downside, but still, we do have a technical target back around about 85.80 or so. And generally speaking, if we go over here to the weekly and look at our Fibonacci extensions, I do look at this consolidation as very, 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 very mature already. If it does want to have a little bit of a short-term downside, that's completely fine. But I would be looking for higher lows around that level. Long-term, I would be looking towards realistically $100 plus. You know, just sort of a general rule of thumb. The first time that you get to $90, which this one's pretty damn close already, you typically get like a free ride into basically to 100, just as a general rule for stock, for stock markets that I've learned over time. But and I imagine cryptos kind of work the same thing, just round psychological even numbers. You know, not something that I put too much weight on, but long term, this one actually has targets much higher. And this is coming out of this massive consolidation right here between. Let's actually make this a little bit more conservative just to see what it would be if I do make it more conservative. Yeah, it would start to show 110 to 125 targets. And that I think is a little more relatable over the next couple months here. Anyways, as far as daily goes, what are we looking like from a momentum oscillator perspective? It is getting a little bit extended here. Yes, I do expect that it does have a bit of sideways to trade on first, and then I would be looking for general continuation. Again, I have nothing bearish to say about this as long as it's above about, what was it, $65, I believe it was. Yeah, $65, and if it does start to lose that, I would be looking for a little bit of a pullback, but not a whole hell of a lot. $60 would be the totality of that pullback if it even did that to begin with. Anyways, as far as momentum goes, what do we see over here? Yes, we are seeing daily Stokes actually twist back up once again. It is in the critical zone, and this is again a bit extended, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a bit of sideways, but the general view is long term up 73 and 20 cents. It looks like it's a magical number right now. Here's what it looks like actually on the trailing band charts as well. I imagine we're probably not trending, but maybe we are on the weekly. Let's see, 12-hour, yep, just trading sideways. Again, just fine. Daily, could easily come down to 68, but that would just be yet again another higher low even on the short-term time frames. And the weekly is trending above the top side Toronto band. And here's where the weekly actually really comes into play. I probably would be looking for a short-term pullback somewhere around 67.5 to 68, but I would be looking for that to create another higher low. And the weekly is trending, meaning that it is looking for new all-time highs and continuation on this current format. Maybe not necessarily this week, but very likely into September. As long as we are closing weekly dildos above the top end Toronto band, which guess where it is? $68. So lovely to see a lot of confluence right there. Sol still looking pretty damn good over the long term. Just short term, I wouldn't mind a little bit of sideways right here. And it probably also matters what Bitcoin does as well. And hopefully that was helpful, sir.